Well, it's a hot day today to walk. But I've been cold for so long that I don't mind it. So today we decided to divide and conquer. Michael's staying on the boat and fixing things that need to be fixed, and I'm going grocery shopping.
Today's unexpected project is to follow up on our AC leak. We have some water potentially leaking out of our air conditioner pump. So you can see that it's wet near the mounting of the pump, and we've got some water in the bilge. So we're going to open the seacock and see if we can figure out where it's coming from. I don't think it's the hose clamps. We're going to check all those, but unfortunately I think it's one of the pump seals.
So this morning our guests departed and we are back to boat chores.
So we've dried the area around the pump and opened our seacock. Don't see anything dripping, just sitting here with the seacock open. So we just turned the air conditioner on, and already we've got some water pooling, and I feel like it's coming. It's like spitting out through the housing here, which is interesting. You see it's leaking pretty good.
Almost there.
So, looked like our drip was coming from the back of the impeller module in the electrical area over here. Looking at this part, and I was almost going to take these bolts off and pull the whole pump head off, but I did some digging online to try to find some documentation for this pump, which is a little challenging because Dometic doesn't publish any manuals from what I can tell on this pump model number, but I may have found the exploded drawing under a different model. It looks like the right pump, and if it is, this is a magnetic drive pump, which means there's no connection, there's no shaft seal between the electric motor and the pump head, and so I abandoned this side even though that's where the leak was, and I took the front mounting screws off to expose the front of the pump head here, because the only seal in the exploded drawing was in the front. And so this, now we're going to look and see if there's any water leaking from here, because if there's no shaft seal, then the water has to be coming from the front somewhere. Here is the exploded drawing for a Mark pump, AC 5, which I believe is the pump that we have. And there's our seal. It looks correct. There's the shaft. So it looks, there's our little key to its E. Thrust washer, ceramic, shaft, ceramic. So there's definitely a magnet in there. I'm sticking. And this looks like a fully sealed housing consistent with a magnetic pump.
I got my stuff. my groceries done. It's a little bit awkward to carry the cooler, but it's not too heavy. So should be okay.
So I took the housing apart. There's the front piece there, and we were able to unscrew this. Here's the rear housing, which is supposed to be watertight. And it looks like there's some extra plastic adhered to the back. I don't know if that's melted from friction or if there's extra, defective from the factory. This to me looked like it might be a melted nipple of plastic. So we're going to see if this leaks. So we're going to fill this up. Well, that was quick. So there's our leak. It's coming right out the back of that mess. Side has a keyed shaft with what feels like some kind of ceramic bearing, and this slides into the front of the pump housing. And the impeller, you can see that the alignment here is off. This is like askew. I was able to pull, this is the ceramic shaft, which I was able to get out. But you can see there's quite a bit, I'm just able to hold it on the keyed end, but there's quite a bit of friction on this back side. So my guess is that for whatever reason this overheated and melted. Now it looks like there's extra plastic in there, which is interesting. Doesn't appear to correspond to anything on the exploded drawing. These are water lubricated, so if you run them dry, they will overheat. But our installation is below the waterline, as it should be, so I'm not sure how it could have been run dry, but let's see what we can do. Oh, I got a knocker. Okay. Oh.
Grocery delivery.
Oh, you made it. That was quick.
I was quick, he said.
Did somebody offer to pick you up on your walk home?
Sure. Hold on. Hold this. Hold this.
I got it. What do we need to pick it up first?
Yeah. Well, I'm back. Back home.
It spins freely in the front, so we're going to call this good and move on to seeing if we can seal up the rear housing now. Cut the melted bubble off. We roughed this with 80 grit and we wiped it with IPA, and then we're going to flame treat it, and we're going to use some of this old G-Flex that we have from spring 2021. These are a little bit of epoxy. We got our tape on the inside, and we're just gonna wad it on there. based on that big nub that was on here, we have lots of clearance inside. So we're just gonna let that sit now and let it cure overnight.
All right, new project. What are we doing?
We're replacing our spring. This is our 1/2-inch Mantus shackle. Documentation of prior condition. So our pin, there's a little bit of discoloration ridging, slides freely. There's some rust in there, which suggests to me that the spring has failed. So we called Mantus, and it's likely that we have a spring that was sourced from a different, earlier material than what they sent us. It sounds like they went through a few different suppliers for these springs. So they sent us new springs and asked us to document our shackle. So here it is. And they also gave me the information on how to get this thing apart, which may not be that obvious. So this is our makeshift tie that we've been using to hold the pin closed, because this failed while we were out in the Bahamas. So I've got to get this cotter ring off, and I'm not sure how easy this is going to be to open. What I've been told, you see how this slides forward, is if you take the ring off, the pin will slide out. Whereas it can't slide out. So the pin serves as the handle, but also as the keeper to keep it from falling out.
It almost looks like it's glued in.
It almost looks like it's been welded. Actually, the guy on the phone, I think he might have actually said that it was tack welded together.
Oh.
So maybe I need to split it over here, which is interesting, because why would you weld it if you need to open it in order to service the spring? There we go. All right, so I've got it in. Yeah, it's definitely tacked on either end. So I was able to get this in on the edge, and let's see if we can crack it. Yeah, you can see it's still stuck. It's coming apart a little bit though. There we go. So we got one side open. There we go. And I'll have to force the other side. There we go. Pop. Yeah, so it's been tacked closed, which I don't think we're going to repeat. So now we're not going to lose any parts, hopefully. Let's see what we got. So there's our spring, which, as you can see, rusty. Has rusted and deteriorated.
Yeah, it's like on itself.
Which may,
oh, it's even broken.
Oh, it's broken, yeah, which may explain our rust here. Yeah. So we're going to put this in the box for now, because we're working on our cushions here. Our spring should simply go back in, and it looks like they gave us some marine grease here too. So maybe we will clean this up tomorrow. These are supposed to be Manel springs. They're weakly magnetic. Oh, that's interesting.
You have a groove over there, so you gotta...
Well, let's... It's a thinner
Thinner.
diameter,
Mm-hmm.
and it almost looks like stainless to me. I wonder if we got an earlier. So we were told that the first version of these was a stainless spring. I'm not sure what grade. The second version was a Chinese sourced Monel, and the third version was a UK sourced Monel. So, like, look at that. It's got like threads. Screw in, and has to get forced through. So there's the spring, which then goes through the keyed. So now it has a spring closure and the lock. So it has a spring closure like a typical sailing snap shackle, but then it also has a quarter turn which prevents it from coming out, and it can't twist back without being pulled a little bit. Both the closure though and the lock depend on the spring to work properly. Without the spring, it can slide and rotate freely. We may take the shackle off, clean this up, clean the inside, and put it back together. I was hoping I could just do it here without taking apart my bridle, but I either have to open up the shackle or I have to take the bridle apart. So one or the other. Alright. Mooring hook day 2. Cut our seizing wire, and we decided to take the shackle off to work on it on the bench. So we've got our gloves, we've got our rust remover, our scrubby pad, and we're going to clean this up a little bit before we put it back together with our new spring. Here's our cleaned up parts. So our cavity is pretty good. This is what we're going to put back together now. Let's just turn the bag inside out. There's an idea. Look at that. I'm going to try not to get my nice rag dirty here, but I'm just going to smear this on, I guess. This goes here now. There we go. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Looks good. So here we are back at our anchor locker. So I'm gonna maneuver this. We're gonna use our extra feet here to get this back in. So this can get tightened with our adjustable wrench. Here we are back in place and ready to head out for the departure journey south.
Our time in Maine was coming to an end, and guess one thing that we haven't done yet being here for 4 months? It is trying Maine lobster. I want a full experience. Make sure it doesn't fall.
I'm eating my food while it's hot.
Cut down. Get my lobster. Our last preparations before departure were to fill diesel jugs, reinstall our jack lines, and double check the weather.
Assuming we don't go inside here, I'm seeing two options. One is to go mostly on our course on the beam, and then as the wind heads us, tack out. And so you can see you're going to be upwind here until the wind shifts again. And it's sometime over here now that it's going to shift. And you're going to ride and you're going to get pushed really, really fast overnight. So, but this is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours of upwind. 7 hours of basically motoring or motor sailing upwind. But you'll also have the waves behind you if you turn that way, supposedly. Because the waves still are coming off from the ocean.
Well, I cannot believe that we are leaving tomorrow. We spent all summer in Maine, in this marina on the dock, and tomorrow we'll be cruising mode again. So we're leaving tomorrow early morning on the back of the front. So that should pass through us overnight, and hopefully wind will change, and we'll go tomorrow. So we'll go overnight, and we will be arriving on Tuesday morning, Tuesday day, depends on the speed we make, but we should be arriving in Newburyport, Massachusetts. So this is gonna be our first stop. The only thing that is left is checking out with the marina, which should be straightforward. We'll just walk up to the office and we'll say goodbye till the next time.